Hi, I am Maddie Pelletier. I'm a sophomore, just got back from Rome last fall, and I'm majoring in art, in printmaking, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about Italian culture and culture shock and what to expect in terms of that. Italians act a lot differently in public than Americans, just in general. There's a different kind of etiquette in terms of how you should act in public, not just so that you don't look like an American, but just as a courtesy to the Italian culture, because you're living in their country, you're visiting their country. So, for example, I know it's always helpful to kind of look like you know where you're going and look like you know what you're doing. Don't have giant maps out all the time, or like try not to be super loud and talking English to your friends, which isn't always a bad thing, but just as a courtesy to Italians on the metro, other people. Also, in terms of public transportation, there's really no sense of personal space. Like, if you have a personal bubble, it'd be a good idea to not have that personal bubble in Italy, because if it's rush hour and you're on the metro or you're on the bus trying to get to the metro, and there's 100 people in a bus and there could possibly be room to fit maybe half another person, they will fit 3 other people on the bus. And you're pressed up against all sides with all these random Italians, which is totally normal for them. So be prepared that if it's rush hour, there's probably not going to be a whole lot of personal space. And if you're in the back of the metro car and you're trying to get out at a certain stop, it's totally okay to push people out of the way and ask, excuse me, please let me get out, this is my stop. It's all kind of every man for himself. That includes like getting onto public transportation, getting onto the metro, includes trying to get into a papal audience, nuns and priests included. If you, try to wait patiently in line and let people go in front of you, you will never get in, ever. Everyone's kind of going for themselves, and don't feel like you're being rude, like trying to get in front, because that's just what everyone does. It's just part of the culture there. Another thing to remember is that beggars and gypsies are everywhere. In Rome, in other cities in Europe, they're just another part of the culture. And it's not rude to ignore them if you don't want to buy something, because they tend to be very talkative and they want you to buy something or they want you to help them. So it's always a good idea when you're walking around the city to have your purse in front of you, to have zippers on it is always good, or to have a money belt or a money pouch, to always know where your stuff is and to keep your hand on it, because if you're not paying attention, you could get pickpocketed. But if you're smart about it and you're paying attention and you know where your stuff is, like, it's not a problem, and you don't have to worry about that. Go out and try local food, because Italian food is great. Italians get food right, and they really, they love big meals, long meals. Typical Italian meal could be up to 3 hours long, and that's totally normal. If you're going to a nice restaurant, expect to stay there for a while. But it's a great experience, and I definitely recommend that. Class dinners are always really long. Fast food doesn't really exist in Italy. Even in McDonald's in Italy, it will take you like 30 minutes to get a burger. And nobody really cares, because it's Italy and everything's kind of chill, laid back.